Hello, greetings. This is Gilles Mention. Also, like, come and say hello. Wish you a good day. Welcome to my channel. I'm here to talk about transcendental psychology, spirituality, the spiritual ascension path. For those things are not as popular in the internet and in the mainstream media as video games or makeup or all those things. In France, I see we have shows of 2 hours, whether we should call a croissant a croissant or croissanted, and for 2 hours they're debating those things, or chocolate croissant. It's like they're spending 2 hours debating whether we should use that word to define that things. And sometimes I feel like we're living in a world where there's so much futilities. Yet there is an elevation in consciousness, and some more light is coming through. It is very progressive and gradual. So there is hope for us yet, for those who are seeking the ascension and the healing of the world, the healing of the planet. Everything is being orchestrated to come into this resolution point. So we got to trust. I'm going to pull a few cards from the Angel Tarot. The past, present, and future. In the past, there is the mission. In the present is temperance, and the future is action. So we're gonna reach the point where we're gonna be able to act. This kind of action is going to be right now we're finding the balance, the temperance, and once we be called to the right action, most of the action is about letting go of the old, and then the flow comes in. What we're working on right now is the revelation. We need to know the way, we need to know the path. And the more we know we do not know, the faster things go, because we only getting information step by step in the present, each moment. It's not easy not to. The mind wants to make plans, and it's not easy. Somewhere we do have plans, but to be open enough to work with the energy we receive in each moment of now, to utilize the highest potential of wisdom, and the outcome will be creation. We're going to be opening ourselves to a new level of creation, and so. It is to understand that we have a constant companion, and that is God. For each soul is absolutely unique, absolutely different. We all have this inner soul that is absolutely unique to us, but yet this potential of the divine is equal within all being, not manifested. There are some beings that have developed this connection to that which is the highest good of all, and so they have developed this inner divinity more than others, and we're not in competition with one another, but you understand, the more you discover this inner presence of God within yourself, you will be able to work with the inner presence of God within other beings, regardless of the level of evolution or education. So it is a resource, and we want to know that we have this constant companion right now. There's God, this God presence. We want to seek to communicate. God speaks to every this inner source. It's in the prime creator, the spirit of the creator speaks to all beings every day, but very few are listening to it. So just listen, pay attention to what life is telling you, and then we'll be able to create a communication, then a communion, then a fusion eventually. There are two ways as human beings we find usually satisfaction. We're looking for satisfaction. One is higher than the other. The first way to find satisfaction is to find a problem and try to solve it. This is one way we find satisfaction, but it's an inferior way to finding our highest desire and moving closer to it. So when we find a deep desire, we act to go closer to the realization, the fulfillment of that desire. It is a higher way to find satisfaction, and the inner guidance is always getting us information on how to bridge that gap between where we stand and where we need to be in order to fulfill that desire. Love is the ultimate goal, and the ultimate satisfaction. For what we call willpower is actually our focal point, where we direct our energy towards. And eventually we want to discipline the mind, as the Buddha said, to get our mind, our physical body, our emotion, and our desire flowing in one direction. So the mind has to be disciplined, not to be in constant battle, or to say, well, do I deserve that? Can I do that? Or to just have more faith and trust and move forward towards that. The energy there will always be new energies, new desire that will come, that will not be quite ready for, because it's part of the expansion of the universe. And so it is all part of we have to accept that and to continue to work with that. And it's good to always look for the best in people, the most to see that there is this divine light in all people. Because if you don't look for that, maybe the darker side will come out of them, and so they will reflect to you something less. When if you seek this highest light when you in all your relationship, then for a time will come up. Then if they choose, even if they made a choice not to allow that to become dominant within them, for this one moment that they come in contact with you, that is really what you will see. So it's working with that. So yeah, because in paradise, I know before I have this memory when I was living in paradise, where we are with my spirit group, my spirit family, there was no separation, there was no need, there was no desire, there was no question. Everything is and always will be eternally blissful. There is absolutely no need for any experience beyond that which we are. Yet we created. Yet at some point our fathers, the Paradise Trinity came, and the deity came and then expressed to us the idea that the samsara was there. And so what is that? And so we created a model, an experience to test out what it was, and then it was approved. And so that's why we came out from that eternal residence into this universal experience. And sometimes I went through difficult period, and then I recalled that experience, and Spirit had to remind me that I proved that, and he will at the end will be happy that we've been through that process. So it's like no matter what, once we have completed the cycle from where we were created, we will have returned there. We will be happy that we chose to participate in this divine plan of expansion. For in life there is, in truth, there is only endless eternity. There is, I know I felt that energy. I can sometimes I'm like connecting to that. I'm going through a process of cleansing. I'm eager to be completely through this physical cleansing. For my consciousness has evolved beyond the realm of the physical, but my physical body needs to be aligned with the highest frequency of spirit. And I know there is this eternal infinity within me, and that connects me to a whole realm of universal dimensions. I'm going through also completing, for those who follow those videos, I recommended quite like 5 weeks ago that to accept during when we sleep, to go through this process of initiation with Lord Merlin, and it's like this magical kingdoms of magical initiation. So this is happening still. We're going almost done, and then we're going to be able to enter into the initiation in the order of the Melchizedek. You can call on to become an initiate, to become part of the, and let yourself be guided by this brotherhood. For this divinity, this attainment of God, of the God self, is not a free ride. You have to do your work. It's through trial and tribulation, trial and errors. There is no other way but to trial and error, to fall down many times before you can achieve that. Those who are not willing to get out of their comfort zone and refuse the idea of the possibility that they are not going to achieve it in one step will not achieve it. So it's about, do not judge yourself or blame yourself if you're striving for something in the spirit realm and you not achieve it, you fail. But it's part of the process. It means you're getting ready. Every failure will lead you to that ultimate success. And so there is great value in aspiring to that spiritual realization. Also another thing that we need to make clear within our consciousness is that fear and doubt no longer are authorized to exist within ourselves. Within our consciousness, all fears and all doubts needs to be expurged. It is like when you're a certain child have this fear of this monster in the closet or monster under the bed. It is all an illusion that they've created because of the coming into physicality and isolation. So they've created those illusions. Now we're no longer, as adults, we're no longer afraid of monsters in the closet, and we know those things are illusions, and we're no longer afraid. So it's about the same thing with all fears of the illusionary fourth dimensional projections that can still be around. So we have to let our to thank our body, to be in gratitude for our body, not to judge our physical body. but to be grateful for it provides the idea of the experience of being here. It provides pleasure, provides experiences, provides sensory experiences. And it's not about so much about working about physical appearance. Most of what's going on in this world, if our physical body, we have to criticize it because it's not tall enough, it's not thin enough, it's not pretty enough, it's not. So this is not what it's about. It's about creating these inner harmonies, and from there, once we find this inner alignment, we'll be able to adjust, and the body will become more beautiful, will become more refined as a result of that inner work that we're doing. Each cell is very important. Each cell of our body is just as important as any other cell. We cannot reject any part of our body, and it's the same thing with God. We are a cell within the universal body of God. God loves, He does not judge, it loves, and He includes, and so understand you are so precious, because it's like every cell is just as precious as any other one. And so it's about we understanding you are part of that great universal body of God, and you are one, you are connected, you are just as infinite. Each cell is just as important as is just as connected is the whole body within the cell, because the DNA is there, and the DNA is the totality. And so as the DNA expands, there is more consciousness in relationship to all kinds of memories. And understand, you do not need to know what you're doing, you just need to do it. Whatever you receive, do it, just do it. And the more you know you don't know, the faster things will go. To trust. This is in essence what I wanted to talk about. I'll make a little comment more like down to earth. So the highest wisdom for us today is achievement. What we need to understand is the paradigm shift. Great paradigm shift. Everything is shifting. What we need to do is transformation, to accept, to change with the change, and the outcome is trust. So the more we trust, the trust our inner guidance, the faster things will go and grow. Understanding also, I wanted to say that we're on a more down-to-earth basis, that we're all different, and there is something there is something we like and some other people don't like. For I was saying that people spend a lot of time in futilities. For me, playing video games is a pure waste of time, but there are millions of people that adore that, so I have to respect that they dedicated their life to playing those video games, and so it's okay. It's part of the process. And it's the same thing. I didn't mean to criticize people that have big beards. For beards have been used by men throughout the ages, so it's not a criticism. It just wasn't really. It was just a funny, humoristic. That seemed like I didn't mean to criticize that in my yesterday's video. And so, but because I'm liberal, to be liberal means you have to have the freedom. It's about freedom, about being free, and being free means to be able to do anything you want, as long as you do not hurt the planet or yourself or anybody else. You should be able to do anything you want. I also wanted to speak briefly about fashion. Like I was talking about fashion, I'm getting used to wearing like thin ties. For this idea, it's a commercial idea that the designers have changed this, because there are hundreds of millions of men that are wearing suit and ties every day. And to make this decision that the new fashion we have to change all our ties, it forces those hundreds of millions of men to renew hundreds of ties. So we're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars, euros in this investment in changing their wardrobe. But it's good that men's fashion moves a little bit, because it's very slow moving. I always thought women's fashion was far more interesting. Every designer makes interesting collections, and they have interesting pieces. But my favorite designer for women's fashion always, as in general way, is Oscar de la Renta. It's my own personal test. In terms of fashion, I've always liked the French First Empire at the early 19th century, and I like the Belle Époque also. It's the 1920s. I thought people were very elegant then. But a simple tunic in the future, we may just wear a simple white tunic. That will be enough. We won't need to be. But for now, I'm really eager to change my whole wardrobe, to upgrade my wardrobe. And in France, we have this intolerance of wearing any sign of belonging to any religious cult, religion. And I think it's very intolerant. People should be able, as long as they don't hide behind masks or whatever, to be able to wear whatever they want to wear, in terms of even if it's religious or it's like symbolic of their connection to their religion. Of course, as a Republican, we need to watch out on this. The more like the satanic and the Nazis and or the hate groups. This is like a very strange kind of groups, and then, but those are like they're very nefarious and they have these dark things. So we, as a Republican, we have to keep those in check. But for everybody that's loving and peaceful, they should be able to wear anything they want and to claim their belonging to any religion if they want to. So it's all good. It's all those paintings. Yeah, it's a painting of it's a painting on paper. It's a portrait of a divinity. It's like the Great Mother. It's got all those universes that goes around her, and it's like I think it's really I really like that painting. And this is a portrait of not a portrait, but it's a map. It's a celestial, about the celestial universe. At the center is the Milky Way, and the Magellanic Clouds and some of the smaller galaxies around it. But it talks about the celestial organization with Uversa, the central world that's located somewhere near the center of the Milky Way. The Milky Way is at the center of our whole celestial super universe organization, and the 10 major sectors. We're part of the 5th major sector. And there's just 10, and then there's the major sectors, and then the minor sectors, and then each minor sector is connected to local universe. Each local universe connected to constellation. Each constellation is connected to systems, and the system regulates hundreds of planets. So it's a big universe we will discover. I'm going to finish with a song. It's a romantic song from the 60s. And I'm going to soon change the model of those videos to make maybe 5-minute video on one subject. So in 5 minutes, people will be able to, that are new to this understanding of spirituality, will be able to get precise information. But if you have any suggestion, comment, or do not hesitate. I thank you for liking and sharing and commenting. And so we'll see. I may or may not leave all those videos. I made many videos for the past few years. I may just start fresh and remove them all or keep them. I'm not really sure just yet, so we'll see. This is an old song from 1967. It goes like this. We skip the light, fandango, turn cartwheels across the floor. I was feeling kind of seasick, and the crowd called out for more. The room was humming harder as the ceiling flew away. When we called out for another drink, and the waiter brought his tray. And so it was that later, as the miller told his tale, that a face at first just ghostly turned a whiter shade of pale. She said there is no reason, and the truth is plain to see, that I wandered through my playing card. I would not let her be one of 16 Vestal virgins who were leaving for the coast. And although my eyes were open, they might just as well been closed. And so it was that later, as the miller told his tale, that her face at first just ghostly turned a whiter shade of pale, turned a whiter shade of pale, turned a whiter shade of pale. Well, thank you very much for sticking till the end. Very soon, so much is going to be ready to change, and we'll see what happens. We have to remain hopeful and to give us ourselves to maybe create the most creative and peaceful environment as possible. Although for me, I have to be grateful for the fact that everything is resolved, although it's not resolved, to feel as much as possible, to be in the gratitude of that resolution, to be in the gratitude already for those things we don't have, be in gratitude of having it already. Practice putting yourself in the place where we are in gratitude for having received those things you've been asking for. And the card of the day is Egypt, is the understanding of the connection of the memory, or reopening the Akash, the magic power, the connection to there is this activation of this equinox of the Orion constellation, the Syrian constellation, the central sun of Sirius, that is activating all the grids and pyramids on the earth. So connect to that and stay connected in your heart as well, and be receptive to the guidance moment by moment. Well, I hope this video was meaningful, interesting for you. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.